All right, all right. Let's see where we're at this evening. In just a second to bring everything up. Make sure the audio's coming through okay. And it is. Excellent. We're good. All right, all right. Whew. How's everybody doing? Let me whoops. I did the wrong button. Hold on. Got to be able to see the comments so I can read them. Everybody, welcome. Welcome, everybody. It's Saturday night, and we are live streaming. Very excited to be here. I'm extremely exhausted. Today started around 6 a.m., and it honestly hasn't stopped yet. Today has been one of those crazy days where it starts busy and it keeps going. So let's go ahead and say hello to everybody and see who's here. Of course, Manuel's here. Wonderful. He says, good evening, my friend Drew and Avery. Happy Saturday. I have sent the invite to Avery. We'll see if he's able to join. I did just set it just a few minutes ago, so if he's able, he'll be in here any moment. Andy's here. Hey, Andy, how's it going? Says, good evening, Drew. I love that video this morning and yesterday. It was very funny. Okay, excellent. Yeah, I had a good time making a complaint about the automated message system person robo voice. That was a lot of fun. But what's really funny about that video is it called, I got the person on the line and I complained, and they hung up, and it literally called me back like 2 minutes later. That second call was like 2 minutes later. And I'm like, the gift that just keeps giving. I complain from time to time about how many of these calls I get on a daily basis, but honestly, it's content. It's content from my channel, and they're literally just giving it to me. They're just allowing me to have it, and there's a part of me that appreciates it every day. Now, I didn't get very many calls today at all. I probably got maybe 3, maybe 4 calls today while I was at the store. And that's pretty unusual for a Saturday. Usually a Saturday, they're hopping. I get 10 to 15 calls, but they were they were non-existent today, which actually ended up being a good thing because I was extremely busy and had a lot of stuff happening. So, all right, let's see what else is going on. Andy says, good evening to Manuel. Manuel says, good evening to Andy. I chimed in and said I had to go grab some water, which I did. Sarah's here. Hey, Sarah says, good evening all from Connecticut. Welcome to the show. Sarah says, good evening, Drew and Avery. Welcome, welcome. Andy says, good evening to Sarah. Manuel says, my friend Drew, are you ready for tomorrow afternoon Texas Jaguars? Absolutely. I was rewatching some of the highlights from last year's game, and the last game that we played against the Texans, we whooped them pretty bad, 31-3. It was a very much a one-sided game, so they're going to want to come to Jacksonville and inflict revenge, and the Jags have got to play good because the Texans are in our division, so you got to play good against them. Andy says, or Sarah says hello to Andy. Tim's here. Hey, Tim, welcome to the show. Says, good day, everybody. Afternoon from beautiful Western Kentucky. Fantastic. Manuel says, good, happy Saturday to Sarah. S&T Wireless says, like your videos. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate. They are funny. Okay, awesome. Well, that's one of the 3 goals is to entertain. I've always said, guys, I've got a little bit of a head cold starting, so if I start sneezing like crazy, we might have to make this short. But I've always said I have 3 goals with my channel. Number 1, to inform, to let you that they're trying to either steal from you or to get your personal information and whatnot. Number 2 is to entertain, to make it funny so that you all are entertained by the calls I get. Sometimes I achieve that, sometimes I don't, but I try. And the third is to waste as much of their time as possible, because the longer they're on the phone with me, the less time they're on the phone scamming somebody else. So if you guys find my videos to be entertaining, that's one of 3 goals. Hot damn, I'm doing good. Manuel says, good evening to Tim. Jim's here. Hey, Jim, how's it going? Hello, Drew and all. Welcome to the show. Tim says, good afternoon from Western Kentucky. I think you already said that once. Manuel says, S&T, good evening. Happy Saturday. Pez is here. Hey, Pez, how's it going? Good day, everybody. Hope you all are doing well today. Fan-frickin-tastic. Like I said, I was very busy at the store today. Not many sales. I mean, I did fine for a day, but I had a lot of interactions with some of my regulars. I had somebody drop off a box of new DVDs that I've got to go through and organize and inventory. Got some more comics somebody brought in. I just constantly making deals and having a good time doing it. Manuel says hello to Jim. Dave's here. Hey, Dave, how's it going? He says hello, Drew. Clifford's here. Clifford, welcome to the show. Says hello, Drew, and everyone. Manuel says good evening to his buddy Pez. Anthony's here. Hey, Anthony says good evening, everybody from the UK. Well, welcome to the. Wait a minute, Anthony. What time is it in the UK right now? I know you guys are ahead of us, but I mean it's 8 o'clock here, so it's got to be what 6 hours ahead. Would that make it what like 2 in the morning, Anthony? Well, I'm glad you're able to join. That's fantastic. Manuel says hey to Dave. Tattletale's here. Says, hey, have you accounted any new scams lately? Um, most of what I've been getting lately is the same old, same old. Every now and then they try to switch it up. Like I had that one credit card scammer where they called and said, hey, we're calling to, they didn't even try to pitch me like lowering your interest rate or removing your debt. They just called, said they're from my credit card company and they need to verify my credit card information. It's like, okay, sure, I'll play along. I know you're a scammer, but I'll play along. So it's not as much new scams as it is new scripts or techniques for the same old scam. So um, I just heard on the radio, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this or not, but the federal government is doing more free COVID tests for people, especially the elderly people. So that means the scammers are going to start up there. Hey, we're calling to offer you free COVID tests again. Those were very prolific in the fact that I got 15 of those a day at some points. They were calling constantly trying to get and verify your personal information and have you give them your personal information. So be aware, there's a really good chance that those calls are going to start back up again. And if you are an elder person in this country, probably any country at this point, they're going to target you. So be aware that that's probably going to happen. Dave says, hello to Manuel. Darlene's here. Oh, hey, Darlene. How's it going? Says, hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Anthony says, missed last week. Well, that's okay. It was a good one. I do make the recordings available, so you guys can always go back and watch them again. I don't exactly know why anybody would want to look at this ugly face all day long and watch videos of me all day long, but hey, you give the masses what they ask for. Manuel says, good evening to Anthony. Pez says, good day to Manuel. How you doing, mate? Manuel says, hey to Tattle. Manuel says, Manuel. Oh, this is a different Manuel. Okay. I should have been able to tell by the picture, the profile picture. Yeah, scam calls. I only got 2 today. Yeah, there wasn't very many today at all, which is weird. Saturday is usually a slower day, but my phone is usually ringing maybe 12 to 15 times during the day. And today it was like 3 or 4 at the most. And I think I only ever talked to one person. So a lot of test calls where they're just testing out the number. It's all right. Burst is here, says hello one and all to the chat. Welcome. Anthony says thanks to Manuel. Pez says good day to Drew at Avery. Yeah, I'm not sure what Avery's up to right now. If honestly, he has an artist's schedule, which means he's often asleep during the day and up all night long. So if he's tired right now and sleeping right now, I give him that. I have no problem with that. I will one day get that kind of crazy schedule. Right now, mine's already crazy. So, Wajid Wali says hi. Well, welcome to the show. Says hi again. Glenn's here. Hey, Glenn. Watch the quarterfinals. Our choir took 3rd place out of 8. Very good. Have to drop, minutes running out. Oh, no problem, Glenn. Appreciate it. 3rd place out of 8. Not bad. Let's see. Oh, this Waji person just says hi. I'm pretty sure. I'm guessing he's either a bot or something else. So, thanks for joining, buddy. Darlene says, got a call from a lawyer from Dallas, Texas. Laugh out loud. Well, hey, there are lawyers in Texas. I don't know if I trust them or not, but I'm sure there is some out there. Andy says, I'm from Texas and I hate the Texans. You will win tomorrow. It starts high noon, right? I'm a Cowboy fan, not the Texans. I think in Texas it starts noon. It starts 1 o'clock our time, 1 o'clock Eastern time. So I will have my TV in the store set to the game and watching it from 1 to 4, and then probably wrapping up after that. You know what's so funny is last year, you know how we have the time change where in fall it falls back an hour. The day of the time change, I forgot to change the clock that's at the front of the store. So when the game was over, I look up at the clock and it's almost 5, and I'm like, hot damn. So I start wrapping things up, turning off the lights, lowering the blinds, getting everything shut. And then as I'm walking out the door, I noticed that everybody else on my block, the area, they're still open. And I'm thinking to myself, why is it's after 5 now? Why are the people? And I looked at my phone. It was only a little after 4. I forgot to set that clock back. I felt really stupid, but you know what? I went home an hour early that day. Once I'm done, once I've locked up, I'm done. I'm out of there, but it happens. Birth says, thanks, Misfit Corner. I now know to mess with Medicare. Oh, fantastic. I did get an email recently from Medicare. My wife is on Medicare, so I get a lot of her communications. The email specifically stated, Medicare will not call you. Medicare, the government agency Medicare will not call you. If somebody calls claiming to be from Medicare, it's either somebody doing some type of outreach, and in my case, I'm on the national do not call list, so they shouldn't be calling me anyway, or it's scammers. So bottom line is Medicare will not call you. So Manuel says, Glenn, good evening. Happy Saturday. Pez says, good day to Dave. We're going to skip this guy here because all he's doing is spamming us. Manuel says, hello to Burst. Happy Saturday. Star Chaser's here. Hey, Star Chaser. How's it going? Says, hello, all. Welcome to the show. Manuel says, I like your videos about comics. Well, fantastic. That's on my other channel, Misfit Corner Comics. That's a channel it's kind of dedicated to things going on at the store, but this channel is the one that gets most of my attention. If I spend time on YouTube, 95% of it's on this channel. The other 5% is when I can on that channel. But I like to make videos showcasing the new comics I get, because I have a lot of regulars that come in, but they watch my videos ahead of time, so they know what's coming. They know what new stuff I have. And they also know they can reach out to me and say, hey, put this aside or hold this for me or whatnot. So I have no problem doing that. Clifford says, I've been to a Texan 49er game in Houston, the only NFL game I have ever been to. The Texans won after being down like 21-0. Okay, well, very good, very good. Yeah, we don't like the Texans here. Texans, Colts, and what's the other team that's in our division that we don't like? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm Titans. We hate the Titans. People in Jacksonville despise the Titans. Oh, Avery's here. Let me bring him in. What's up, my friend?
No one cares about foosball.
It's just a conversation, a topic.
Foosball's the devil.
It's popping up every now and then.
Yeah.
How you doing this evening?
I'm all right.
All right, good. Were you sleeping?
No.
Oh, all right. You just forgot about me. That's what you're telling me.
I just lost track of time. Calm
That's
down.
All right. I know.
Calm down like you've never done that.
I am perfect. There's no way I would lose track of time and start something late. Manuel says, good evening to Star Chaser. Yeah, I know. I mean, I say stuff like that, and I immediately need to look up to see if there's any rain clouds above me, because I'm going to get struck by lightning.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let me go catch up on the chat. We got somebody in here like blasting us with highs. I'm not sure exactly why, but Pez says, good day to Star Chaser. Clifford says, it's 1 a.m. in the UK. Okay, so it's 5 hours ahead of us, not 6 hours. So Darlene says, okay, enough wallet. Yeah, this is this guy that is posting. All he's doing is saying hi, hi, hi. Anthony says, it's 10 past 1. Okay, that's what I figured. Okay. Clifford says, oh no, Manuel says, Clifford, my team is the Dallas Cowboys, who in the first game of the year kicked major butt. That was fantastic. Jim says, good evening to Manuel. Darlene says, Wajid. Yeah, probably. Manuel says, good evening to Darlene. Pez says, good day to Jim. Jim says, good day to Pez. Clifford says to Manuel, that's cool. I have a friend who's a Cowboys fan. I follow the CFL mostly. How the hell did I get modestly out of mostly? I mean, I'm looking right at the word, and I still said it wrong. Oh, well.
You do that all the time.
I know I do. And it's not like I don't understand English. I see the word and another word gets stuck in my head.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I'll even correct you, and you'll keep reading the word wrong. I'm like,
I know.
It's.
I know. It's sad.
Sometimes it's funny.
I know. Darlene says, good evening to Manuel. Berth says, what inspired you to get into scam baiting? Simple story. Very easy story. I was getting calls. I remember the calls that I was getting. Most of them were with the credit card scammers, where they're calling, telling you they're going to lower your interest rate. And after a time, I got annoyed as hell taking these calls over and over and over again. And I told one scammer, I said, you guys got to stop calling me because I'm never going to give you my information. Just stop calling me. And he said, sir, we're never going to stop calling you. And then I said, from that point on, I said, okay, well, then I'm never going to stop screwing with you. From here on out, that is my goal. I am going to screw with you every chance I get. And that was it. That's what started it. Technically, they started it. They asked. They
picked the fight.
They picked a fight, and I've been doing it I've been publishing videos daily for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
But I've been taking these calls well before then. I think my oldest recorded call was from like 2018. So this has been going on 5-6 years. And it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. Hey, Winona's here. Hey, Winona, how's it going? She says, hey all. Pez says, good day to Darlene. Manuel says, Drew, have new scammers is around about post for mods. I'm not sure what that means. Max is here. Hey, Max says, Andrew, you've been what's been your favorite scam call so far in your YouTube history? Bottom line, James. James has been my favorite. Hey, guys, give me just 1 second. I hate to do this, but I'll be right back, okay?
Hi, everybody. This is awkward. Wow. This is this is Andrew's stream. Hey, Sarah. Thank you. Yes, I am feeling better. Thank you. Oh boy, Jesus, what's he doing? And this is his stream. It's a cleaner channel. I can't make all kinds of disturbing, like, off-color jokes about what he's doing. I have to behave myself and act like a human being. Yeah, he had to go blow his nose or something. I don't know. Do some blow. I don't. Well, Andrew would never do that. It's my big moment. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Oi. Vey. Come on, man. You're killing me here, Andrew. What's he doing? Is he pooping? Who thinks he's pooping? He's in stall 3. This is ridiculous. This guy. Just imagine if I wasn't here, if I had completely forgot. It'd just be total dead air. This is not how you run a live stream, Andrew. I don't know what to do with him. I don't know how to help him. I try and I try and I try. And it's just more and more of this. He did that on purpose, probably. You know what? I don't have any controls. I can't even share screen. Like, we could go like drudging through like the cesspool that is Twitter while he was off doing whatever he's doing, but I can't even do that. He's taking his medicine. I hope he's been taking his medicine. I do. He needs to stay on top of that. Nigella's been getting Medicare and solar panel calls. I've been getting weird scams from people on Instagram where they're offering to buy my artwork as NFTs. But when I tell them where to go to buy the comics and stuff I've worked on that are already NFTs, and they can buy them from one of our holders, people that have already, they like, no, I only use this site. I'm like, you're a scam.
Hi.
What were you doing?
Well,
were you pooping?
I have what I think is a head cold coming on. And I'm not sure if you heard it. And this microphone picks up almost everything. But my stomach went and my whole body said, Drew, you need to leave the room real quick. So I did. It wasn't anything bad. But my body was like, we're going to make your life a living hell.
Oh.
But it didn't. I'm fine.
I bet you were pooping.
I'm getting those pre-sickness symptoms. Like I was sneezing earlier, like just constantly sneezing. It's like, what the hell? My sinuses and allergies have been bothering me, but instead of having a runny nose, everything was too dry. So the sinus medicine actually made things worse. Oh, geez.
I was actually having to do things to give me a runny nose. Like I was just like, okay, I'm just going to take some hot sauce and drink it.
Oh, if that works. Or
yeah.
Do you get the same reaction when you eat onions or cut onions?
It depends.
Yeah. See, I have my system tends to be very sensitive to things like that. Because you know me, my idea of a hot sauce is like mild sauce from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Anything more than that's usually going to kick my butt. So.
Well, due to my diverticulitis, I can't eat stuff as spicy as I like it anymore.
Yeah.
I have to stick with like Taco Bell mild sauce level heat. I can't eat stuff like how I really like.
So you're on my level now. That's scary.
Yeah. And it's not my mouth or my stomach that can handle it. It can't handle it. It's my intestines.
Yeah.
Are all messed up.
Oh, it sucks getting old, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's hereditary.
Yeah, I know. All right, let me get back to the chat real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Max's question was, Andrew, what's been your favorite scam call so far in your YouTube history? James. One word answer. James.
You went silent.
I see that. I got a pop-up that said your internet just blinked for a second.
Oh, okay.
So the bottom line is James. And I haven't heard from James in a very long time, so I may have to try to reach out to him.
Yeah, he was I thought he truly loved you.
I thought there was a connection there. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know if I would go that far. Definitely
I don't know.
A connection.
I don't know. He seemed devoted.
Well, it was funny in the fact that I told him I have a YouTube channel. I record all my calls. Yeah. I'm never going to give you any money. And he called me back like 4 times after that. Mm. So, I mean, there's a level of, it's like trying to convince somebody of something they will never, ever, ever be convinced of. He's trying to convince me. He's trying to convert me into a willing participant in his scams, and it's never going to happen. But he wants to try. But that's it. Yeah, Max, that's it. James. All right, let me see what else is going on here. Let me read the rest of these chats. Manuel says job posting on website. Hold on a second. Oh, he said going back to his previous. Drew have some new scammers about posting on. Okay, about posting on websites. That's yeah, I could believe it. Actually, you know what's so funny, Avery? I'm not sure if I told you this or not, but Kodiak reached out to me, and he was telling me that he's been using some dating apps, just getting himself out there, right? And he said there are scammers out there connecting to people through dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally was reading me a conversation that he was having with somebody claiming to be a woman that wanted to hook up with him. And he was asking her like very specific questions when she said like I'm in Jacksonville and so forth. And he asked a question that anybody that lives in Jacksonville would have an answer to. And the person just blew right past it and ignored the question. And it's like, he's like, I know this person is fake. I know this person.
Yeah.
I'm literally waiting for them to say, you know, can you pay for my Uber to come over and visit you? What's your credit card number type thing? He's just waiting for that to happen. But that is another place that scammers are trying to connect to people, is on dating apps.
Yeah. Getting you to send them money through like Zelle or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
and there's some poor lonely sucker who falls for it.
Yeah,
He's so excited a woman's talking to him.
Well, they wouldn't try it if it didn't work on somebody.
It works enough that they keep doing it.
Yeah. I had no idea that was even a thing.
I've heard of it.
So yeah, but so if you're out there and you're using a dating app, be very careful because scammers are patrolling dating apps as well. And like Manuel said, job postings is another thing. I wouldn't think they would do it, but yeah, I mean, if there is a way to connect with a person in order to try to take advantage of them, they're going to try to do it.
Yeah, I've got another person trying that NFT thing on me.
Oh, jeez.
On Instagram.
At some point in time, you mentioned NFTs, and they've tagged you as somebody who they can try to take advantage of, or at least attempt to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they know I'm diabetic, so I get the diabetic supply scammers all the time. They know that there's somebody in the house that's on Medicare, so I get the Medicare calls all the time.
Yeah.
They know I have credit cards because I've mentioned it before, so I'm always a target of the credit card scammers. They know I have car insurance. They know I have. There's a long list of things that they know I'm on that list of, and they will try, constantly to take advantage of you and to scam you. So, be careful, everybody. Darlene says hi to Pez. Manuel says good evening to Winona. Winona says Avery is like. Yes, please like Avery.
I think she meant Avery is late.
Oh, well. It's all right. You're allowed. Technically he's the only one that doesn't have a that is not committed to a certain time. My goal is to always try to be on time. Doesn't always happen, but I try.
But I'm usually early waiting on you.
Yeah, I know. It's usually when I send the invite, he pops up right away. He's like, oh, I got the strange feeling he was just waiting to hit that button.
Yeah.
Jim says, wasn't on last week, was on a long call with an old friend from Pennsylvania. Well, very good. That's all right. I mean, nobody has to make excuses, but at least you were hanging out with old friends, so that's a good thing. Yeah. Winona says Avery is late. Yes, that's right. I think he's like.
Yeah.
You either like him or don't, give or take, he's simple.
the people that don't like me really don't like me.
Those are the people he's actually related to.
Yeah. But the people that don't like me won't tell you what they did to make me turn. They'll never admit. It's like no, they did bad.
No, Avery will admit this. The people in his life who claim or say they are his good friends, best friends, good friends, dedicated friends, are the ones who known him and have known him for years, and they still call him friend.
Yeah, they still like me. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
I don't know why. My kids think my friends are the greatest people in the world. Between you, Todd, and Romel, they think you guys are the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. I don't know why, but they think you guys are awesome.
They're good kids.
They are good kids. Manuel says, good evening to Max. Sarah says, I started watching the stream because it's more personable than any other channel I was watching. Okay, well, that's cool. To be honest with you, Sarah, there are times that we start this conversation and I really have nothing planned whatsoever. I just read the chat, get to know you all, and conversations come from that. So
Yeah.
sometimes that's all it takes, you know?
Yeah. We just kind of follow wherever you guys are going.
That's right. That's right.
A lot of times.
Pez says, good day to Winona. Tattle says, my scams calls were down today too. I checked India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, and it's not a holiday in any of them. On previous low volume days, I discovered it was a holiday there. That I could believe. I do notice that as we get closer to the end of the month, the calls start ramping up because they obviously maybe have quotas and so forth.
Sure.
So I'm expecting next week to be rather busy. Did you know, Avery, I'm not sure if you've looked at the calendar lately, but October starts on Sunday.
Wow. It's Halloween.
Crap. Holy crap, the year is flying by.
Yeah.
Whew. I love it. Especially I heard on the news on my way home this evening that we're supposed to get down in the mid 60s tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Probably not for very long.
I like this time of year because of all the horror movies that are on streaming.
Well, that's one good reason to like it.
I've been rewatching all the Friday the 13th and all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I rented the new Insidious last night.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like any of those movies. You can have them.
I love them.
You know what I'm rewatching right now?
What's that?
The Boys.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. I started it from season 1. I'm rewatching that right now. So
Dude, season 3. My God.
Yeah, that one starts off with a bang, literally. All right, let me catch back up on the chat.
Okay.
Manuel says, I watched college football, LSU versus Arkansas. Is that the one? I think that was the one that was on the TV when I had it on in the store that started. The game started with a pick six for an interception for 6 points. If I'm right, I watched that game and it was a pretty good game. Manuel says, hey, Avery, welcome back, my buddy.
Hey,
Sarah says, feeling better, Avery?
Yep.
Yeah. Tim says, I live close to India, Nashville. I have been to both of their stadiums. I still miss Peyton. Peyton Manning has hilarious TV commercials. I think that's one of the reasons why I still like him, because his commercials are usually very entertainingly funny. The person whose commercials annoy the hell out of me right now is Patrick Mahone. I see one of his commercials and I'm like rolling my eyes going, oh, this guy is not funny at all. They need to get Peyton in there because Peyton's hilarious. What was the one where Peyton Manning, he was pretending to be a Peyton Manning fan and he was wearing a mustache and he was talking about how great Peyton Manning was. And it's just, he just makes funny commercials, you know?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, well, you need to go out there and find them. Sarah says that gibberish sounded like a scammer. Okay. Jim says we're getting sideswiped by the tropical storm Ophelia. Yes, it's coming up the coast. Totally missed us, so I'm happy about that. But anybody that's in the path, just be prepared. The in here in Jacksonville, our biggest fear is not really the wind or the rain. In some areas of town, it's flooding. Some of the older areas, it's flooding. But our biggest concern is power outages. So be aware and be prepared if you get power outages after a storm or during a storm. So Anthony says, nice to meet you, Avery. This is a young man from the UK where it's after 1 o'clock in the morning where he's at. So he's watching us in the middle of the night. So welcome again to the show.
Welcome.
Nigella's here. Hey, good evening, Nigella. How's it going? Craig's here. Craig says, like button, please. Thank you, sir. Always a good reminder. You know, I'm more than a half hour into the show, and I keep forgetting that fact. Every now and then, I'm glad Craig's here to remind everybody. Manuel says good evening to Nigella. Darlene says hi to Avery. Winona says, now we can all talk about him. Yeah. We can talk about him even if he isn't here, you know?
No, I think that we were talking about you when you were gone.
Oh. What the hell did you say?
We were taking bets if you were pooping.
Oh, okay. Well.
I was like, I don't even have any controls. I can't even like share Twitter or anything. Like we could just go dumpster diving on Twitter.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So, okay. Clark says, hey, Avery, Andrew had to go blow his nose.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. Winona says,
Wrong end.
It's your big moment, Avery.
Yeah, I know. I blew it.
Hey, Craig, says Manuel. Winona says, yeah, off color. Yeah. Burr says, what I like about scam baiters is when they call the scammers out and they know nothing about anything in the United States.
Yeah.
I find it funny when they pronounce stuff like Florida. They mispronounce Florida. It's like, oh my gosh, you people. Todd's 5-year-old can say Florida properly, you know? You people are just sad. Manuel says, hey to Clark. Anthony says he's taking his medicine. Yes, that's exactly what I was doing. Tim says he's in stall 3. Oh, God. Craig says, hey to Manuel. Manuel says, hey to Avery, very funny. Oh, I got to go back and listen to see what Avery said.
I don't even remember.
Okay. Pez says, my sister is coming over to take the dogs for a walk, not in the bush. The snakes are starting to come out and we're going to the park. Oh my gosh. I know I live in Florida and I know there are snakes and lizards and alligators out there, but I never fear them when I go outside. I never fear them. I think if I had to worry about snakes coming out, I would probably have a heart attack. I mean, I've seen snakes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Mike and I had that whole thing with the water moccasin at one point. That's an interesting story, but I don't fear that they're going to jump out or jump out. Snakes don't jump, right? Do they really? Would slither out. So
they can. Some of them can strike pretty far.
Yeah, well,
it has to do with their body length.
Pez, I think that would scare the ever-living crap out of me if I saw a snake on a regular basis. It's very rare and far. I honestly, I don't think I've seen a snake in the wild. I haven't seen one at this house. I didn't see one at our old apartment. The house before that is the last time I remember. So it's got to be at least 6 years ago.
Yeah, but they're still around.
Oh yeah. Well, it was my wife's grandmother's backyard where she had this tree that the branches came all the way down to the ground. It was very overgrown, and there was one day that I think I was either mowing the lawn or something for her, and I was getting really close to the bushes, and I like looked up, and there's like a snake literally in my face. And I was like, oh, it was just a garden snake. It was just a garden snake, but he was literally inches away from my face, and I was like,
no thanks.
Yeah.
Fire. Kill it with fire.
No, I just moved on.
Jacksonville.
Darlene says, Drew did that on purpose. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. He left me. I'm like, that's what I get for being late. He just like leaves me for like 10 minutes. Like,
It's now called the Avery Show.
With no controls and nothing.
With no controls. That's right.
Wah.
He said he must have eaten one of those energy bars like I did last night. Actually, I ate 3. They go right through me. Oh, goodness. Nope, it wasn't anything like that.
The fiber bars can cause a problem.
Yeah. Nigella says to Tattle, I got Medicare and solar panel calls. Yeah, I get a lot of the solar panel calls. Even though they say they're contacting homeowners. I don't own a home.
Yeah.
My number's not associated with a home. It hasn't been in well over 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they're full of crap. Winona says, if you weren't there, he would have had to take us all to the John with him.
Woo, that's some AMSR for you.
If you would not hear, it would have. Well, at least I not only did I turn off the camera, I also hit the mute button as I left.
Yeah.
So, luckily, everything was okay. But had Avery not been here, the live stream would have been very, very short.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here, Avery.
Oh, you're welcome.
Sarah says, "Oh, Drew, where are you?" Goodness gracious, I got to catch up on these chats because this is going to be so sad. Anthony says, someone selling scam door to door. That's right. Somebody was at the door. I had to go handle it.
door to scammer.
Yeah. Pez says, "Good day, Avery. Hope you're doing well today." Darlene says, "What's your life story?" I guess they're asking you that.
Yeah.
Pez says, "Ha ha 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 ha." Manuel says, "Scammers use LSD. Called people, give them some money." Is that the Latter-day Saints thing, or is that something else, Manuel? I'm not sure. Tattletale says, "Which categories is your stupidest scammer?" Mine is the PCH, the Publishers Clearinghouse Mega Millions. One once told me I was winning a Mercedes. I asked which model. He responded with GMC. Now that's funny. I think, who is my stupidest scammer? I hate to say it, but that's the answer to my who is my favorite scammer, and that's James. James, he is the dumbest. He is. Not only did this man call me back multiple times after I told him I record all my calls, I put them on YouTube, and I'm never going to give you any money. He called me back multiple times. I even went live with him on the phone one time and did an impromptu live stream with him on the phone.
You even got his personal number.
Yeah. Well, I got a number that goes to him. I don't know if that's his number or not, but yeah, I've got it saved in my phone. It's James ! So if that number comes up, I'm like, hot damn. So Mike Richards here. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Says, do they call you on the weekends? I usually get calls on Saturday. I don't think I've ever gotten a call on Sunday before, but I usually get calls on Saturday, and it's usually very few and far between. So Winona says, "Did everything come out okay, Drew?" Yes, Winona, it did. Everything came out just fine. Spencer says, "Hello to everyone. Welcome to the show, Spencer." That's one of the reasons why it was so quick. Everything just came and went, you know?
A little loose.
Clifford says, my mom has
diverticulitis.
I was gonna get it. I hope I don't get it. Is that hereditary, Avery?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no guarantee you'll get it.
Yeah.
One of your parents has it, but it is hereditary.
Well, what's so funny, I've had this conversation with both my kids. With the stuff that I have issues with, and the stuff the wife has issues with, and the family histories that we have, I've told both kids, I said, guys, you're screwed. You're just screwed, you know? So, but they have been educated on the warning signs, the early warning signs for a lot of different things. And they know if this happens or this happens or this happens, go see a doctor. Don't ignore it because of our family history. You should not ignore something when you know it's part of your family history. Period. That's it.
Yeah, period.
Don't be stupid is what I told the kids. So anyway, Nigella says, my stupid scammers are Nigerian unclaimed money. I've never got one of those before. I know I've gotten emails, about unclaimed money and all, but I've never gotten a call about it. So that's interesting. Wow. Yeah. Spencer says the scammers are reconfiguring your connection. Quite possibly. Pez says, good day to Nigella. Jim says, I got a scam call once telling me I won a free vacation. All they asked for was my credit card number. I told them I don't have a credit card, and they hung up. See, that's when I give them fake numbers. So I'll be like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll give you numbers. Hey, B. Bernie's Heat B's here. Hey, how's it going? Says, this morning's video was crazy. I knew something was up when you said you would make a check to Xfinity. Well, that I don't know exactly why they keep trying that one, but they're like, send us a check, but give us all your information. Give us the routing number and the check number and the checking account number. What's so funny, guys? What's so funny is I actually got a follow-up call after that call from this morning. No, let me correct what I just said. The call, the video that I released this morning was actually from a couple of days ago. I did get a follow-up call after that, which here's the funny part. If you guys saw the video this morning, you know that it ended with the guy cursing me out. The bottom line is they called me back the next day. I was in the car driving home. I screwed with the guy. I good 15 minutes of wasting the guy's time and everything. And then I found out my call recorder was not turned on. So I don't have a recording of the call, but it was glorious. It was fantastic.
Oh.
But the simple fact is that after the call that I released this morning, where the guy cursed me out, they called back again. They love me. They love me. I don't know why, but they do. So I'm looking forward to them calling back again. And the call that I recorded that didn't record, the call that came in that I didn't record was from Friday. So I'm expecting them to call me back again, because that call ended like on a positive note, like, okay, great. I appreciate the follow-up. No problem. Thank you very much. But he was again asking to verify my checking account information, which I was in the car and told him I don't have my checkbook with me. He's like, well, is it Bank of America? And I go, yeah. And he says, is the routing number this? And I'm like, I don't know. What part of I don't have my checkbook in front of me do you not understand? They're really dumb, but you gotta love it. All right, let's see. Nigella says, James speak Punjabi and Urdu. Urdu. I'm assuming that's what that means.
I don't know.
Pez says, good day to Spencer. Sarah says, James is hopelessly devoted to you. Yeah, but I haven't heard from him in a while, so I'm getting slightly concerned. So I may have to try to reach out to him.
You may have to file a missing persons report.
Yeah, I should. In Dubai or Punjab or whatever. Spencer says hello to Pez. Clark says, never know. That Waji Wall guy saying it could have been James. It's always a possibility. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. It could have been James because James knows my channel ID. He knows of my channel. I really, really wish he would reach out to me and contact me, but you know, every time I told him I record my calls and put it on my YouTube channel, maybe he thought I was lying because they're there. Actually, he did say you're lying. You're making things up and like whatever. Darlene says we used to get the free vacation calls. I haven't gotten one of those in a while, but I know which ones you're talking about. Clifford says romance scams are the worst of the worst. Well, I think anybody that targets specifically the elderly, they're the worst of the worst. Whether it's romance scams or credit card scams or Medicare scams or whatnot, they are targeting senior citizens. That's who they're going after. And I think that is despicable, disgusting. And if they could be strung up by their toes, I'd make it happen. Winona says they're catfish. Okay. Darlene says probably Clark.
Yeah, catfish. The people that are trying to scam money on dating apps and stuff. They're catfish.
Oh, okay. Okay. B Bernie B says Bitcoin. Spencer says Dr. Phil featured that topic. B Bernie B says Catfish's YouTube channel. Oh, okay. Catfish the YouTube channel. Okay. I didn't know there was one, but I'm sure it exists. Manuel says good evening to B Bernie B. Linus Spencer says hello. Enjoy your programs. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Tattletale says there's a YouTube channel dedicating to dating scams. It's called Catfish. Okay, that explains a lot more. Some victims have lost 5 or 6 figures US, often seniors. Wow. that's crazy that they would target seniors with those type of things. But
Yeah.
hey, everybody's got to find that perfect person. You know, I thank God every day I found my wife when I found her. You know, I found her in high school, and she said, I tell people, she said yes, and I said, okay, that's it. I'm not going anywhere. Actually, she more likely said, well, she said, oh, all right, if you have to, you know,
Fine, whatever. If it'll shut you
fine,
up.
I will marry you. Okay. See, by that point, she was already pregnant with our son, so I found the way.
Oh,
I found the way to convince her to be mine forever, and I don't
Jesus.
I don't recommend it. It's a hard way to go, but
Stop.
it's all true. Scary as it is
Uh,
true. Manuel says, "Good evening to Spencer." Spencer says, "That's where I live." Laugh out loud. Okay. Manuel says, "Have new scammers about about the coronavirus?" Yes, it's going to happen. Pez says, "Good day to Bernie B. Bernie B." Sarah says, "Shh, be very quiet. Scammers are trying to be hunted." If only it happens. Pez says, "Good day to Sarah." Anthony says, "I got a message through my WhatsApp saying they were looking for John. Told her wrong number. Then she started trying to talk to me. Long story short, she or he asked about money within 2 days." Wow. WhatsApp. Is that Avery? What is the WhatsApp? I know I've heard it before. I don't
I don't
have
know.
it, so I don't. Okay.
I don't
What's
know.
the one that I've used? A Whatnot. Whatnot is an app that I've been on their site before, but WhatsApp, I don't think I've ever used that one. But if it's an app in which people can reach out to you and communicate with you, they're going to find a way to reach out to you and ask you for money.
Yeah.
So, Manuel says today is the first of fall. Well, see, technically we're still in hurricane season. I think we're in hurricane season till the 1st of November, right? I think
Uh,
so.
it usually ends sometime in October, but I don't know.
Yeah. So, plus our fall is usually very nice and very short. So, I'm looking forward to it. Spencer says, "Just found your videos on YouTube. Totally random, but I'm glad I did." Well, fantastic. You know, people, sometimes I tell people about it and they find me, and sometimes people randomly find it. So, oh, that reminds me, Avery, I
Yes.
am going to shoot for starting October 1st, which is next Sunday, which is not a long ways away, to maybe not simulcast, but to also post my videos on Rumble,
Oh, cool.
because YouTube can be a dangerous place to post videos where people can attack you.
Yeah, Matt
So
Swag. Yeah.
yeah, so Rumble's another option, and
It.
I've
It.
got enough back
Yeah. It's
catalog
worked.
that I can do multiple videos a day over there and build the channel over there as well. So
I mean, they've successfully taken people down permanently doing that
oh yeah,
crap.
there's a lot of that crap going on recently
Yeah,
too. So
especially if you're a small channel. If you're a small channel, it's much harder to find someone to help you.
well, I somebody had posted a comment on the channel, one of my videos, that said you should be really careful about releasing your channel name to scammers because they will attack you through it. And knock on wood, I haven't had any type of attack, any mass flagging or anything like that. But that's not to say they're not going to try it in the future, you know. But I'm lucky in the fact that has not happened. But it's one of those. It's a oh what is the term? It's oh geez, I'm trying to think. It's not how we do business. It's
The
just
cost of doing.
the cost of doing business. There you go. It's the cost of doing business. People are going to, if you make enemies of scammers, they're going to attack you at some point, you know. But
Yeah.
then again, if you're not big enough, that they really don't care, you know. But where's my phone dinging? Hold on a second.
Uh oh.
Oh, it's eBay auctions that are going away. So All right, let me read some more comments and see if I can get caught back up. Darlene says, feels like fall now. Average is 60 here in New Hampshire. Oh, man, that sounds wonderful. Oh, that sounds wonderful. The crazy thing about where we live is the morning can start off in the low 60s or the mid 60s. By the midday, you're in the 90s, and it's a radical change in the temperature, and it can play havoc on a body. It can play havoc on your head, sinuses, and so forth, where you can have a 30-degree swing in just a few hours. So I wish it would be in the 60s and just stay there. Take advantage and enjoy it, Darlene. Clifford says Peyton Manning was funny in that one commercial where he said he didn't ever change his hairstyle. I've been rocking this since I was like 5. My mom, she likes the Jaguars, but she really doesn't follow anything else beyond the Jaguars. But she absolutely adores the Peyton Manning commercials. Anytime he's in a commercial, she lights up. She thinks he's hilarious. And honestly, I think he's funny too. So he's good. He's good. Jim says to Anthony, someone who friended me on Facebook tried to scam me for $5,000, claiming they had a sick son and no medical insurance, and charity care denied them. Wow, be very careful out there, guys.
Yeah.
People will reach out to you, and they'll, they like to take advantage of people. Just don't fall for it. Spencer says, my parents decided to go to the beach this week in Maryland, so they are in the thick of it with the storms. Oh, wow. Well, hopefully everybody will be okay. Tim says, he and his brother comment on Monday Night Football. They are great. I do have man love for Peyton. Very good. I didn't realize he was doing commentary. I very rarely watch any game other than the Jags. I try to watch every Jags game, but there are times where, it doesn't happen. I mean, I try. If they're playing on a Monday night game, I will pay attention to it. So, but that's cool. That's very cool. Hey, Bill's here. Hey, Bill says, hey, you, and you. That's a much better way than trying to list out everybody's name. You just say, hey, you. We know who you're talking to. You're talking to us. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Spencer says hello to Bill. Bill says to Spencer, hand pink waving. Manuel says, hey, my buddy Bill. Sarah says, Jacksonville. That's right. I love it when they screw up Jacksonville. Anthony says, Jim R., they asked me for £1,000 for their mother, medical costs. That's insane. Tim says, I hit one of my push mowers about 2 months ago. It was a long black snake. Oh, wow. I've never hit a snake with a mower, but I did hit a turtle one time. My wife's grandmother's backyard had gotten very overgrown, so I offered to go and mow the lawn, and there was a sacrifice made that day to a beautified lawn. It happens. Clifford says, we don't have venomous snakes in this part of BC. The interior has the northern Pacific rattlesnake, very deadly. Yeah, I'd be... I'll one of these days, I'll tell you guys the story about our face-to-face confrontation with a water moccasin. It was either a water moccasin or... Yeah, I think it was a water moccasin. We weren't 100% sure. But needless to say, it was not the good kind of snake. Bill says, I would be scared of a 20-foot boa. Yeah, well, see, boas, they're not... We have boas here. I haven't seen one in the wild, but they're around. But they're not venomous. They'll wrap around you and they'll strangle you to death. But they're not venomous. You could kiss them. Kiss them on the face. They're okay. They're okay with that. Sarah says, we had a snake who took a liking to our garden hose. That's funny. Pez says, good day to Bill. Manuel says, Louisiana State Trooper. Okay. Manuel says, good evening to Mike. Bill says, hello to Pez and Manuel. The Jester Show, aka Diva Gracias Jasmine, says HU. Okay, welcome. And says hi. Okay. I figured that might be what you were trying to say, so I'm okay with that. Manuel says, I got emails about unclaimed money. Yep, don't ever respond. Bill says, take Metamucil for and don't eat anything with seeds. My dad had it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, seeds and nuts can be rough on sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a big nut fan to begin with, so.
I can't hardly eat roasted peanuts anymore.
Really? Glass Bottles here says hello. Clifford says, James and Drew, I smell a bromance. Yeah, well, hey, I knew for a time he was dedicated to making it work with me. And I was more than willing to answer his call, to talk to him, to confide in him, to be his sounding board. I was willing to be there for him.
Oh.
He's the one that stopped calling me. You know, these relationships take two sides. Okay, one person cannot be committed to the relationship where the other person just stops calling.
True.
You know, I mean, if he showed up on my doorstep tomorrow, I would welcome him in with open arms. Because once he's in the house, then I could shoot him and claim he was trying to rob me. But that's beside the point. Okay.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft, exactly.
But Minecraft.
If he called me tomorrow, I would take the call and I would talk to him. Absolutely. Hands down. And if my recorder wasn't working, I'd be pissed. Okay.
Manuel says, remember to add in Minecraft, man.
Add in Minecraft. Yes. Manuel says hi to Glass Bottle. Pez says good day to Glass Bottle. Clifford says a lot of the romance scammers go after widows and widowers who are elderly. So yeah, they are shitty people. Yeah, that's 100%.
That's rough.
Glass Bottle says Christmas is coming and scammers are trying to scam hard. Avery, do they do Christmas in India and Pakistan and all those places?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. But I mean, hey, they might. Megan's here. Hey, Megan says, I watched the show Catfish on MTV. I've seen that show. Because when the wife and I were in the emergency room one day, all they had on the TV was MTV, and it was like episode after episode after episode of a show called Catfish.
Oof.
That's exactly how I felt. And I probably could have said to the wife, hey, can you change the channel? But honestly, I was checking out YouTube and eBay on my phone, so I wasn't paying attention to it. But I heard it, and yeah, it's a dumbass show. But there's a show dedicated to it on MTV, so... All right. Pez says, my sister has come to take care and stay safe, everyone. Respect from Oz. Absolutely perfect. Pez, take it easy. Be careful of those snakes. And take the dogs to the park and not in the backyard. Bill says, at least your wife didn't say whatever. She said that before, too. Oh, guys, the stories I could tell. Manuel says hello to Megan. Tattletale says, I rarely get Sunday scam calls. When I do, it's usually the PCH scammers, the Publishers Clearinghouse scammers. Gotcha. Megan says, hi, everyone. Welcome. Glass Bottle says, I think it's a money app. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Megan says, hey to Manuel. Manuel says, WhatsApp is for making phone calls. Okay. Glass Bottle says they are after the big scam baiters. Yeah, you see, yeah, little guys like me, they don't care. They're gonna go after they're gonna go after the bigger guys. So, which is perfectly fine with me. Darlene says, I met my husband to be in '79. We went out a few dates. We moved to different states a while later. Almost married others. Got back together in 1985. Okay, that's good. That's a good story. Yeah. See, I found my wife in high school. I was in an AP portfolio class, which took up 6th and 7th period. She was in a regular drawing painting class, which was just 7th period. So I would go to the class in sixth period and I would get my work done. And then she would get to the class in seventh period and I would lose all focus and not get anything done and distract her at the same time. So needless to say, I was as bad an influence on her as she was on me. So
you're terrible.
I know. But I met her in high school and we broke up for a little time. But we got back together and have been ever since. So that's a whole nother story. Clark says, what's up is a Facebook Messenger on steroids. Okay. That is the description of stay away from, Andrew. Don't go anywhere near it, Andrew. Because the idea of Facebook, scary. Anthony says Rumble is great and not as strict as what you as with what you say. Well, I edit my videos with a lot of the bad stuff that they say, and I mean sometimes I'll let an ass slip out or something like that, or a hell slip out. But you know, I've thought there are a few videos early in my channel in which I posted them as unedited, and honestly, I don't like doing that. I don't know. In my mind, if I let them say whatever they want to say, I'm letting them win. So I do edit them when they say something really, really bad, because I've gotten them where they've said stuff really, really bad before. For some reason, they target my mother and my sister.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They've never met either one of them. They're great, wonderful, salt of the earth people, but they like to say bad things about them. So
I think it's a bigger insult in their culture, maybe.
I think maybe it is. You know, hey, there was a time when my sister. Never mind. I did tell her one time that I was going to mention how great she is on my channel, and she goes, "Oh crap! Now I got to watch your live streams." Thank God she doesn't. You know.
Oh.
My sister is wonderful. Clifford says scammers tricked Jim Browning into deleting his channel. So yeah, see that's. I've only had one scammer reach out to me and threatened to report me to YouTube, and this was a while ago. This was, gosh, it was probably more than a year ago. Actually, what's so funny is I shared the email with Betty Bam Bam to get her advice on it, and she said to me, "It's a troll." I mean, and nothing ever came of it. They threatened to report me to YouTube about a video if I didn't take it down or whatnot, and I never did, and I never even responded to them. But I shared it with Betty, and Betty was like, "Yeah, that's a troll. I wouldn't worry about it." And yeah, I ignored it, and nothing ever happened. So it was really stupid. I got concerned for like this amount of time, but then that was it. So yeah, I'm not big enough for them to care about. So Tammy says hi from Australia. Well, welcome, Tammy. Tammy, do you know Pez? Pez is in Australia too. He's out there in the backyard dodging snakes right now. Manuel says hello to Tammy. Says good morning.
Yeah, of the world's top 10 deadliest snakes, like 8 are native to Australia.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
We have alligators. We'll trade you. No, keep the snakes. Keep the snakes.
I believe they have crocodiles.
Oh, okay. Well, Tammy says, I love your streams. Well, thank you so much. Hey, Anita's here. Hey, Anita, haven't seen you in a while. I might be going to Florida next week for work. Oh, well, fantastic. Fantastic. Come on down and enjoy the weather while it's good, because it's good right now. Tim says, Peyton and Eli are on a separate ESPN channel. Okay. Manuel says, good evening to Anita. Bill says, my neighbor killed a 12-foot rat snake. I wish he did not kill it, but if you don't know snakes, I don't blame him. Yeah, we used to have a couple of, they were either black gardener snakes or black racers that used to live around my wife's grandmother's shed, but there were also mice, probably rats, but mice I knew for sure, that lived in the shed and around the shed. So I'm like, if I see a snake around there, it's like, go for it, buddy, because you guys you're helping us out by keeping the rodent population down. So more power to you. Also, the stray cats in the neighborhood helped with that as well. So it's the circle of life, Simba. The circle of life. Winona says, recently heard a story about a woman who was killed by her own boa. Actually, I think that's a common story because I've heard of that one as well. Get a little too, kiss them the wrong way, and they get mad at you and strangle you in your sleep. Yeah, that'll happen. Bill says, dive tick, you light us. Laugh out loud. Okay, I was going to get it eventually. Last Bottle says, yes, they do. Winona says, and if you're not nice to your buddy, he won't cover you when you gotta go take a dump. Oh, yes. That's the theme of tonight's show. How much I really appreciate Avery being here.
Yeah, when he poops.
Clifford says they aren't big on Christmas except in a few parts of India where they are sizable Christian populations. Okay. Well, I know there is Christians in India. I mean, I know that it's a practice religion. I don't think they're persecuted in India. So, I'm sure there are places where they do celebrate Christmas, but it's not like Christmas is not a federal holiday here in the States, but it almost feels like that because everybody, it's one of the ones. Same thing. Is Thanksgiving a federal holiday? I think it is. I think Thanksgiving is a federal holiday because most businesses and government facilities are closed on that day. So it's a recognized holiday by the federal government. I don't think Christmas is, even though it's...
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Federal.
Part of me thinks same thing with New Year's, which I believe, I'll have to double check my calendar. I believe both Christmas and New Year's are on Mondays this year. I'll have to double check. Now that I bring it up, damn it.
I gotta check the calendar.
I gotta check the calendar because that's always a wonderful thing when you get a 3-day weekend out of it. Yep, I was right. Christmas Day and New Year's Day are both on Mondays this year, so 3-day weekends guaranteed. Megan says it was a marathon. Okay. Manuel says, I watch videos on YouTube, the scam call catfish. Okay. I may have to check that out. I'll be honest with you. I will check that out if I get extremely bored of other things. Because the idea of catfishing just doesn't... The fact they made it into a TV show on MTV, the downfall of Western civilization right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anita says hi to Manuel. Clifford says, Winona, this woman was sleeping with her snake. She thought it was cute that it would stretch out beside her. Her vet informed her it wasn't trying to cuddle. It was sizing her up. I saw a picture. I saw a picture on the internet. I'm not sure if it was YouTube or... No, it wasn't YouTube. It might have been Instagram. It was of a kid sleeping and had like 2 snakes sleeping next to it. And all I could think to myself is those parents should be shot in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Should be shot and strangled and hung up by their toes.
Hopefully they only did that for the picture and they didn't.
I think so too. But good God.
Still, I still wouldn't do that for a picture.
No.
No.
I think it's bad enough having your cat or your dog sleep right next to you, which I actually love. My wife, one of my wife's cats, Regal. You guys have met Regal before. When it's time for me to go to bed, she follows me into the bedroom. She jumps up on the bed next to me. She comes and get her head scratched and her back scratched, and she will sleep next to me until my wife comes into the bed, and then she'll get up and go. But she comes to bed and she puts me to bed at night. And she will, as it gets later in the evening, she's outside. She'll be outside my door meowing at me, reminding me it's time to go to bed. Because she's ready for bed and she wants me to go with her. So, weird ass cats. Bill says kangaroos can beat you up. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, they can be nasty.
Yeah, I've seen images of them doing that. So, Tammy says, I'm fighting birds at the moment. Oh, goodness. You know what birds... Oh, Avery, you want to hear something really sad? That brought a smile. Something kind of bad and evil that brought a smile to my face. What is the one bird that we have in our town all over the place that are as annoying as hell?
I don't know.
Canadian geese.
Oh, the geese.
They're all over the freaking place.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday, I was driving home and I was going the back way from Whataburger back to our house because you can get onto Atlantic Boulevard and drive home, or you can go the back way through like the parking lot of the movie theater, and there's an apartment complex and all. And I just like going the back way. There were 2 dead Canadian geese in the road, and for some reason it brought a smile to my face. How sad is that? It's like somebody saw them and didn't stop.
Yeah.
Where they are the type of birds that'll walk out in front of your car and they'll be like, excuse me, I'm walking here, and expect you to just stop and wait for them to get out of your way. And somebody said, screw you, and plowed through 2 of them. I know it's sad. I know it's horrible.
Well, they probably just waddled out right in front of them.
They probably did. There'd be a lot less of those birds if they tasted like chicken. You know that, right? Oberman 1962 says, hi, Drew. Loving the live show and the daily shorts from Paul in the UK. Well, another person from the UK. My gosh, do you guys ever sleep? What are you doing up at 1 o'clock in the morning? Well, it's 2 o'clock now. Goodness gracious. Sarah says, good night, all. Take it easy, Sarah. Thanks for joining, okay? Manuel says, lots of laughs and funny faces. Winona says, we appreciate Avery for the same reason. Would have been a lot of dead air this evening, and if not for Avery. So, Tammy says, who's the other guy with you? This is my good buddy Avery. I've known him for many, many years. The poor guy, he can't get away. He can't get away from me. So he's my Ed McMahon from my live streams. He's my straight guy.
Hi-oh.
Darlene says, we had a sparrow fly in the house. It was interesting getting it out. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Manuel says, come on very Wednesday morning. I don't know what he's talking about there. Sarah says, I'm deadly afraid of snakes. I'm not afraid of snakes. I just have enough respect for them that if I see them, I go, hello there, goodbye, and walk the other way.
Yeah.
You know? Anita says, rattlesnakes is good to eat. Well, I'll have to take your word for that.
I haven't had the opportunity.
Nope. Clifford says, yes, kangaroo with boxing gloves. Laugh out loud. Anthony says, good to pop off to bed. Great live. Nice to meet you, Avery. Night, Drew. Everybody have a great week. Thank you very much, Anthony, for joining us. Get some good sleep, okay?
Dude,
Clifford says, as a Canadian, I apologize for how douchey our geese are. Laugh out. You should. I hold you, Clifford, you and Cross. You 2 guys are responsible for these crazy ass geese that are around here. I'm holding you responsible. Darlene says, the geese fly right over our house for the winter. Well, they come here is where they end up. Star Chaser says, dear Canada, please get your geese. They're shitting on everything. Love America. It's true. They leave big old craps right in the middle of the driveway. Jim says, good evening, Drew and Avery. Have a blessed week. Good night. Good night.
Yeah.
Bill says the geese were on the endangered list. One Canadian man brought the numbers way up.
Oof.
Tammy says hi to Avery.
Hello.
Hey, Cross is here. Says hi, all.
Avery.
The Canadian I was just talking about, and you talk about the devil and he appears. You talk about a Canadian and he appears. That's
Rick's
what I
a
meant
good
to
boy.
say. Rick is a good boy. We love him. Andy says rattlesnakes taste like chicken. I'll have to take your word for it. Manuel says Avery, he's a good man. My friend Drew, he is. He's a good man.
Shh! Don't tell everybody.
Tammy says bye, everybody. Gotta go. Cross says I do not apologize for the geese. Bill says hello to Star Chaser, and Manuel says I say scam catfish. Come on every Wednesday morning. Okay, got you. I understand now. Fantastic. All right, we're wrapping up.
Oh.
Thank you guys so much for joining this evening. I'm sorry for that little delay at the beginning of the show, but it was a necessity. And Avery, once again, thank you so much for joining me and covering
welcome.
while I go take care of my medicine.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your weekend. I hope everybody's safe this coming week. Always remember, if you get calls like the ones I get that I share with you, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. And if you do screw with them, try to record it and share it with everybody. So screw and share.
Screw and share.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend.